Hello and welcome to the Marketing Masterclass case study presentation. Through generous support from Canadian Heritage, Working Culture, working closely with marketing specialist Sue Edworthy and partners, Kingston Arts Council and the Ottawa Arts Council, have developed a marketing incubator program for arts and heritage organizations in Toronto, Kingston, and Ottawa. This case study is one component of the intensive training and is presented today by Tanya Doroslovak, Director of Marketing from Crow's Theatre. The objective of these case studies is to learn from arts and heritage organizations that have implemented a marketing project that produced a favorable outcome, i.e. return on investment for the organization as a whole, for example, through sponsorship, promotional campaigns, digital platforms, or content. Each case study will include an overview of the organization, its marketing strategy, challenge or opportunity they face, the solution, and results. Working Culture and partners thank all organizations who agreed to participate as case studies. Thank you so much, Tanya, for being here. I'm going to pass it over to you.
Hi there, and thank you so much for having me. Yes, I'm Tanya. I've been the Director of Marketing at Crow's Theatre for 2.5 years. Behind me, I have Eddie, the theatre marketing dog, so don't mind him if he's wandering around. Today, I'm going to be speaking about a programming pivot that Crow's made in 2020 and the marketing campaign that we created to go along with it. Crow's Theatre is a mid-sized nonprofit located in East End, Toronto, located within the Dish with One Spoon territory between the Anishinaabe, Mississaugas, and the Haudenosaunee First Nations. Though Crow's has been around since 1983, we've recently grown with the launch of our new venue, Streetcar Crow's Nest, which opened at the corner of Carlaw and Dundas Street East in Toronto in 2017. Streetcar Crow's Nest features the 200-seat Galoin Theatre, the 100-seat Scotiabank Community Studio, and importantly for this presentation, an on-site French restaurant called Gare de l'Est. At Crow's, it's our brand promise to provide audiences with the best night out experience in the city. In 2020, though, we were faced with a series of challenges. Like everybody in the theater world, we faced the early closure of our season and the loss of all of the ticketing and event revenue that went along with it. But we also faced the need to support our tenant, the restaurant Gare de l'Est. With the doors closed, how could we use our resources to continue our programming while helping GDL? We accepted the challenge. On April 20th, we had a full staff idea generating session. The production team worked on a feasibility study for about a week, and by May 1st, we were on full-on planning mode for dinner and a show. On May 11th, we launched ticketing, branding, and the press release, and by May 20th, we had produced and sold out our first digital event, Dinner and a Show. What is Dinner and a Show? It is the city's first online theatrical experience that pairs a 3-course gourmet dinner and sommelier selected wine with an artistic event designed to bring the experience of a night out into your home. Let's look at our objectives. We needed to brand and launch this new event series in under 2 weeks. We wanted to sell 75 dinner boxes for each event priced at $150 each. Which gave us a revenue goal of over $20,000 in less than 30 days. And we had a marketing budget of $0. I hope that's not too familiar to you, but I'm sure it is to some of you. Our resources included a 2-person marketing staff, including myself and an in-house content creator. We have an email subscribers list of over 20,000 and social media following of over 20,000 as well. The good news is that for Crow's, and with our faithful audience members, selling 150 tickets is not a difficult proposition. Really, the question was, could we sell tickets at that $150 price point? And could we deliver a digital event that was worth $150, having never done a completely digital show before? That line of thinking led us to 2 conclusions. With the much higher than average ticket price, we we realized we really needed to target people with a high discretionary income. So we decided to target all of our donors who have a vested interest in helping the company continue. The second conclusion that we came to was that we needed to value the dinner portion of Dinner and a Show much higher than the show portion. This helped us with our branding decisions later. Other than our email list, what other marketing tool do we have with a $0 marketing budget? Publicity. And luckily enough, Dinner and a Show was an interesting enough proposition that we thought we would be able to gain some traction in the press. I made a custom media list that included food writers as well as the usual arts writers that we go out to with media. Now let's look a little bit at pricing, because that $150 ticket price was a little bit hard to swallow when we considered that so many people in our industry had recently lost their jobs or their income streams. So we decided to as well as the dinner box, offer a $20 digital ticket for the show only version of the event. Even though the arts workers were not our main target market for this show, we really didn't want to alienate our friends or any of our key segments. Next up, we're going to look at branding. We wanted a brand image that could be used for the event series and be updated for any future events that we did. And we wanted to lead with the concept of the dinner as the key feature and then follow up with the show. We used free stock photography from Unsplash, combining a background image of the plate and the table with the show artwork on the napkin on the plate, which we switched out for every show. This first one is for M, and the second one is for Chew, our second event. Both of these shows were actually showcases of works in progress with interviews and excerpts from the creating artists. So it was really a look behind the curtains at what was in development when we're able to go back to shows on stage. Okay, next up, we're going to take a look at some of the tactics. We used MailChimp to deliver email campaigns, first an invite to our donors, and then including a wider audience base. By week 2, we had already sold out our first event, providing even more incentive to book the second. As I mentioned, we wrote and issued a press release to a custom media list. You can see the full text of it on our website in the news section. And usually we hire a wonderful publicist to do all of our publicity outreach. But because of the really tight budget on the show, this was all done in-house. As I mentioned, I made a custom media list and I did individual emails out to food writers, arts writers, everyone personally inviting them to take a look at the show. The results were fantastic. We were featured in the food section of Toronto Star, as well as on the front page of BlogTO. Although I was a bit upset because French onion soup is my absolutely least favorite food. And that was the press issue. That was the press photo that the restaurant released, even though that was not what was being served. What were the results? Well, I'm happy to say both events sold out. We were actually able to add an additional 50 boxes for the second event. 60% were returning Crow's audience members, and 40% were new audience members that purchased thanks to our publicity. Even though we were sold out, we wanted to do a social media campaign to build word of mouth for future events. We shared a plating contest judged by the GDL executive chef. The campaign had the benefit of interactivity, plus it gave us a lot of marketing content that we could use in future iterations. You can see some of the contest entries on the next slide. Yeah, there we have it. So these boxes are kind of similar to a HelloFresh box where it's almost made ready to go, but you heat and warm it and put on your fancy sauce and pour your bottle of wine by yourself. So it was a very, very interesting and kind of like lovely night out at home. The next slide is the winner. We take a closer look at that, and I think you will agree that we couldn't have paid for a more beautiful image to represent Dinner and a Show. I think that our keys to success were really a speed to market on this event. If we hadn't been first to market, we would not have gotten the press that we had gotten on the Dinner and a Show concept. And of course, the ability to deliver an excellent product is the important key so that we'll have returning customers. So I know what you're thinking. Anyone can sell 200 tickets to a brand new event with a Toronto Star article and a big email list. So let's try this again on a bit of a harder mode. We relaunched Dinner and a Show in fall 2020 with Dinner and a Show Ghost Quartet in concert. This time we wanted to sell many more tickets, 200 dinner boxes, and at least 400 show-only digital tickets. This time I asked for a $1,500 marketing budget and I got it. And of course, my suggestion for a $1,500 marketing budget, Facebook ads, which of course includes Instagram as well. Let's take a look at our target markets. By October, we really needed to expand our reach for both the dinner boxes and our digital tickets, since this was our 4th event and we needed to sell more tickets than ever. For digital tickets, we wanted to target fans of Ghost Quartet and the writer and composer Dave Malloy worldwide, as well as musical theater fans across Canada. One good thing about digital events is that having a really high quality digital event was a great opportunity to get our brand across the whole country instead of just in our usual Toronto market where we're spending our marketing dollars. For the dinner box target market, we wanted to expand past Crow's donors and ticket buyers. So we created a new audience on Facebook for people who liked good food, HelloFresh, as well as theater, people who are well versed in the concept of spending $100 on a dinner box. But geographically, we were very limited to people within our small delivery area. So we dropped a pin in the city center and used a 6-kilometer radius to make sure we were advertising to the right people. For Facebook targeting, I created multiple campaigns. I recommend traffic campaigns for awareness, and then conversion campaigns following up on those traffic campaigns with calls to action. Sometimes I will provide a promo code. We didn't have any promo codes for the dinner boxes, but we did use promo codes on those digital only tickets. I created multiple ad sets with multiple creative in each. For the digital only shows, we did fans of Mirvish, fans of Stratford, our Facebook page engagers, as well as off-Broadway theater fans. And as I mentioned, for the boxes, we did fans of good food, HelloFresh, as well as theater. We can take a look at some of the ads we created. For the boxes, as I mentioned, multiple ads, multiple creative, always including video as one of the options. For the shows, we had the luxury of having beautiful show photography from Dahlia Katz, as well as we created a trailer ad as well. I think that the Facebook campaign was very successful. We spent $1,500, actually it was $1,571. We reached over 80,000 people with over 200,000 impressions, with a cost per 1,000 impressions of $7.29, which I consider to be very good. We tracked 177 conversions at a cost per conversion of $8.88. So taken all in all, I think that was a very positive Facebook result for us. Results of the total campaign, we sold over 1,000 tickets. We were 160% of target, including 190 dinner boxes, and we reached over $40,000 in ticketing revenue. Our average ticket price for those show-only tickets were $18, which we were really happy about because at that point, a lot of people were charging $0 for their digital shows. And we really wanted to, make a statement that our work is worth money and that it was worth paying for. I think that's really important for us all to keep in mind all the time. So we were really pleased with that $18 average ticket price. The final keys to success, I think, are a willingness to invest in digital ads and spending all of your money there, as well as to invest and create compelling artwork and digital content. My recommendation for anybody that hasn't already is to complete Blueprint training on Facebook. It is free. I don't think you need to buy expensive Facebook marketing classes. You can do it online. And also to make friends with your Facebook ad rep. If you receive an email that looks a little bit like spam to the email account that's associated with your Facebook account, asking if you need any help with your account, I really recommend touching base with them and going over, they'll call you on a weekly basis to give you any tips and tricks to help you out. So I recommend doing that. That's my case study. I've been working at Crows for 2.5 years, but I am moving on to Canadian stage pretty soon as the Associate Director of Marketing Strategy and Growth. So if you'd like to contact me there, I'll be looking out for you there soon. Thank you very much, Mona.
Thank you so much, Tanya. That was awesome. I love that presentation. I think it's super important for people to learn more about how worthwhile it is to invest in digital ads and to make relationships for press. publicity is really huge. And so yeah, just leveraging those relationships. So thank you. I hope for those of you who've been watching, this was really valuable. And I also want to thank the Government of Canada for supporting our Marketing Masterclass program, and as well as our delivery partners, the Kingston Arts Council and the Ottawa Arts Council. So once again, Tanya, thank you so much for participating as one of our case studies. Thanks for those of you who are watching, and stay tuned for more case studies.